Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you to this brand new channel, Giant Munsties. This is my first video. I'm not sure yet what type of approach I want to take to each of these videos that I'm making. So please bear with me as I hopefully find my approach in time. Today I would like to share some of my ideas, some of my fantasies if you will, for the future of the legendary Godzilla King Kong cinematic universe. I'm 99% sure that what you're about to hear will never happen. This is just my theory, and I have no evidence supporting anything you're about to hear. I would like to make Kong Skull Island the primary focus of this video, however we still need to begin with Godzilla 2, as past news alluding to King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra being in Godzilla 2 is what influenced me to create this theory. In my opinion, it's unrealistic to expect a good outcome when introducing 3 new monsters in one movie. You needn't look any further than Spider-Man 3 or Amazing Spider-Man 2 to see the effects of introducing too many characters at one time. Unless you're expecting Godzilla 2 to be a 3+ hour movie, then something's got to give. In which case will either be quality or one of the characters, monsters, will be cut out. I feel as if Rodan will be the simplest out of the 3 monsters to introduce, without much explanation. Since Rodan has no backstory other than appearing out of a volcano, and this is a film genre that accepts the fact that monsters exist, specifically giant ones, then I draw the conclusion that Rodan can be kept and be utilized as a backstory or subplot during the drawn-out introduction of another monster such as King Ghidorah or Mothra. An example is King Ghidorah's origin. He arrives on a meteorite, and during the long drawn-out process of government or scientists of researching and monitoring before King Ghidorah hatches, could be used to break away from the long dialogue to introduce Rodan. The same could possibly be said about Mothra. During exploration of Mothra's infant island, the film could cut back to Rodan for pacing. The problem, once again in my opinion, is that Mothra is still too extensive of an origin story to combine with other said characters, which finally brings us to Skull Island. What if Infant Island could be reimagined as Skull Island? Perhaps the civilized world has dubbed the island Skull Island, but the natives refer to it as Infant Island. Now, as a disclaimer, in no way do I want to reduce Kong Skull Island to a simple precursor for Godzilla 2. Looking back on some critic reviews for Batman vs. Superman, a lot of complaints were that the film focused too much on setting up future installments of the series such as Justice League, rather than focusing on the actual substance of Batman fighting Superman. Just to be clear, I want Kong Skull Island to focus on the film's titled promises. Simply hint at a backstory of Mothra. Perhaps the characters stumble across the giant egg itself. Or maybe something more subtle such as symbolism from the tribe depicting a giant monster such as Mothra. Maybe even for a twist at the end, the egg hatches. Either way, this would subtly implant the origin of Mothra in the audience's mind, leaving much room for Godzilla 2 to expand and focus on Rodan and King Ghidorah. During this recording, Legendary posted a synopsis of Kong Skull Island. An excerpt states, "When a scientific expedition to an uncharted island awakens titanic forces of nature." The key focus here is the word forces. This would present the opportunity for my theory to fit in. Perhaps one of the other forces is Mothra. However, the synopsis goes on to say that this is an original new adventure that reveals the untold story of how Kong became king. It sounds as if Kong is going to easily defeat any opposition. That would be a bad representation of Mothra to be destroyed by Kong before even facing Godzilla, thus making this scenario unlikely, but draw whatever conclusion you will of it. Of course, there are many monsters that could represent the other forces, but that's another topic. So, if you made it this far, you made it to the end of my first commentary. Let me know what you think. Obviously, I need to work on my editing and my overall tone. I feel as if that could improve with a little bit of confidence, and you can help with that by subscribing. What a selfish plug right there. Yeah, so thanks.